Hey everyone, welcome back to Rhythm Railroad. Quick little video on my Starbucks building that I'm putting together. It's a Summit kit, and a very good one. One of the best I've ever put together as far as kits go. I don't have a ton of experience, but I can definitely see how these parts are cut more precisely, and things have more details in them. I will say though, it's a little finicky and it's a little fragile, so you have to be careful if you decide to put this together. The more fragile parts are the parts that are made almost out of cardboard that have the 3M adhesive behind it, because they tend to rip when you take the protective paper in the back. When you take it off to expose the adhesive part, it tends to kind of break. So for example, all this trim work here comes in something like this, so you can see how fragile it is. As soon as you start pulling it out of the spots, it starts to break like this. But that's the adhesive backing, or the protective backing, that you have to peel off. And so it's all the trim work here. It's the circle. Oh, that one's actually plastic. It's the circle for this one. It's all the window details here. All of that is one big piece, but they're very thin middle parts there that you have to be careful with as you're peeling off the adhesive paper. So that was definitely the hardest part. And I did make, I broke a few things here and there. So the little trim work here, right there, I broke it, but you can't really tell. So I just put it back together. I'll probably hit it with a little black paint and you won't even see it. But the trim work does make a difference in the way it looks. If you're just looking at it, you won't even notice it, but your eye catches it subconsciously, and it does make a difference. It frames out the building nicely. So I added I added just one little detail, and that is that every time I go to my Starbucks here down the block, I always see these support kind of rods for the little awning here. So I just made those out of piano wire. I painted it black, and I just added those with a little crazy glue. I put them here also, and I put them under here because I have the window on top. So that's just my own thing. And I will be adding more little details here and there. I'm probably gonna put, I always see like a little gas meter, or like some kind of like exhaust for the bathroom, like on the side of the building. So I might add something like right there by the door or something, just to give it more details. I might try to incorporate lighting for the outside. Normally these would be lit from the inside, the plastic, but I can't pull it off. It's to make it look realistic. And same thing with this. This would have a light behind it. And even though this is made out of plastic, I probably could pull it off if I put light behind it, but it's just too much of a pain. So what I might just do is just put like a spotlight going down and shining on that, and then maybe two little ones coming out of the wall here, pointing down at the Starbucks, and maybe something over here somewhere to light up the side of the building. But that's basically it. So the kit itself is actually really simple. It's the framework, the four pieces are made from really strong plastic. It is a little brittle, so you have to be careful when you're working with it that you don't snap it. But oh, and the other thing is that it's a very shiny type of plastic, almost like the stuff you would get when you 3D print stuff. So you have to spray it with a primer to get rid of all that, and so you have some kind of like surface to adhere to when you start putting things on there. So like I said, a very basic build, but you do have to follow the instructions accordingly, because it's very easy to goof up the brickwork, which is made out of also cardboard and adhesive backing with 3M stuff. But when you do these side panels like there, and actually this was the hardest one. these side panels here, because if you don't do them in the right order, you could really goof it up. And the problem with this adhesive is that it's so strong that once you stick it, there's no wiggle room. You really can't be adjusting things. And then if you try to peel it off, it'll probably either rip the cardboard apart or damage the piece somehow. It'll kink it or something. So I would stay away from doodling with it. I try to dry fit everything and then go ahead and stick it. One thing I didn't like too much was that this little connection spot here, I didn't file it down, and now it's kind of too late. So I don't know. I can't really tell. Can't really notice it that much from far away. So, if you're really looking for it, I guess you could. But I might go back and file it down a little bit. I just don't want to. I feel like if I paint it with a brush, you're going to see the brush strokes, and it's just going to make it worse. So I'll either add like a little, maybe like a corner light or some kind of detail here to this column if I really want to cover it up, but I don't think it's even necessary. So the windows come as a hard plastic, but it's clear plastic. In fact, I haven't finished yet. So I still have some parts here. And the hard plastic looks like this. It's just basically plexiglass, and it's got a film on it, so it doesn't look as cloudy when you put it on. Once you take the film off of both sides, it looks crystal clear. But the issue is that it's just clear. So if you want to get this tinted kind of look, what you need to do, and this is recommended by Summit, what you need to do is go out and go to like a auto parts store and grab a roll of limo tint, for the windows. I mean, you don't need a whole roll. You just, I literally only used like, maybe like a foot by like, whatever this is, 3 inches or so. And I basically just took a little shampoo with water. I put it on the glass, on the plexiglass, and then just put the film over it. There's like a little adhesive film you got to take off first. You stick it on there, you squeegee out the bubbles, and that's what you get basically. So you can see through it. In fact, if you put light behind it, you could definitely see through it. But I haven't done that yet, and the front door obviously is missing, so you can see right through to the drive-through window there, the back. And that the front door is this piece that I just showed you, this plexiglass piece that I put back in here. So anyways, here's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to create a sidewalk or platform type thing, similar to what Summit did, which I really like. I like what they did here. So I'm gonna try to kind of mimic that. Not sure if I'm gonna put the parking in front of the building because I don't want it to get too close to the street, and I don't want to have to push the building so far back that the track is like right up against the drive-through in the back. So I might do something like that with the angled parking, but over here instead. So originally I was just gonna make a little design here so that it comes in and then back out again. So it just creates like a little, inlet here. I figured for like deliveries or whatever, the trucks would go in there, but I think the best way to do it is to have the parking lot here. And then on this side, I'm gonna make like a little courtyard like that, where you can have like a little fenced area with tables and whatever. And I'm not gonna go that far out. I'll probably go about this far. And obviously the drive-through will come around this way, the way it's shown here as well. So it'll come around, and then you'll be at the front of the building, and then the main road's gonna be, right around here. I'll probably put like a little strip of grass to divide the territory, the building property from the road, and just to create a little separation between the road and what would be the driveway for this thing. But yeah, my plan is to make it out of this styrene sheet, which I had left over from another project. And once I cut it and shape it, I think it'll look nice. And then I'll add grassy areas and things like that later on. The roof panel, it's not actually fit. It's not on there permanently yet. I'm still trying to work out little kinks, because that's another thing that I wasn't crazy about. That the roof panel doesn't fit very well on there, and Summit does give you the base panel. They make it a little bit bigger than the roof panel, so you can slide this in without any problems. But it's still a little tight, so I had to trim it down a little bit to make it kind of slide in a little easier without putting too much pressure on the building. So I'm close. I'm almost there. I still have a little weird thing going on here where it's dipping. So I probably have to take some material away from here because that's what's causing it to shove down. Once this is smaller, hopefully it'll pop up a little bit more. One thing that I am probably going to do is cut a hole in the bottom, which I should have done before I did it, but there's no reason why that should be solid. And then this way I don't have to take the roof off to work on it. I'd rather go from the bottom because I'm going to put like an air conditioner and like other piping and whatever up there. And I don't want to have to keep pulling that off. So I'll probably just cut with a little Dremel tool, I'll probably cut a rectangle on the bottom there for access. And if I'm going to do any lighting, that's the way I would get in for that. So that's basically it. This building's going to live on my second level right before the helix. And if you want to check out, I posted an update. Update 31 has this in it. So you can see the location. And the idea is that I'm going to have this plus maybe 2 other small buildings. I was thinking like a small gas station, right next to this one. They're right next to this building, and then maybe like a little like UPS store, which the kit that they make, which I'm probably gonna end up getting, is nice and small. I think they make it. I mean, it might be Walthers. I don't know. Anyways, that's the plan, to make it look like a strip of shops, which is what you would typically see off of Main Street. And that's it. The only thing I might have to mess around with is how I'm going to make the little ramps for, normally you have like a ramp in front of the door or like, off the side here for like wheelchairs and whatever that come up. So I might just use a file and just kind of trim it down and just kind of work it down to a very thin level. But right now this is acting as a sidewalk, so I need a little lift on it, so that when you model the pavement, it's actually up higher than that. So yeah, that's it. That's what I'm working with right now. I really should be working on my siding that I'm adding on the 3rd level, but I ran out of Homosote, and so I have to go to Home Depot, and you have to buy like a whole like 4x8 piece, and they usually have it stocked like really high on the shelf. So then you have to get you have to get them to get a forklift, and then they have to bring the whole pallet down, which has like 50 pieces or whatever, and then they usually get upset with you because you only want one. Then they got to put it back up again. So it's a whole thing, and I'm trying to see what the best time would be to do that. Plus it's very cold outside, and I don't feel like being outside and just doing stuff like that. So because I have to, once I get the Homosote to the house, I have to cut it down and all that stuff. So it's a lot of outside time. So that's basically it. I'm gonna continue to work on this and add more details, and then I'll probably do another little update video. All right, I hope you enjoyed it.